All right, diving in today. We're going to explore this guy, Grigori Perelman, a mathematician, but his story, it's not just about numbers.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. More than just math. Way more.
We've got excerpts, right, from a biography. It's called Grigori Perelman, straightforward.
Nice.
And, I mean, you hear math, and maybe you think, oh, okay. But trust me.
Yeah.
This story, this is about a guy who solved this problem, this math problem, a century old, like nobody had cracked it.
Yeah.
And then he turns down the biggest prize they offer.
Yeah. That's wild. What's that about?
Seriously. So let's unpack it all.
Yeah, let's get into it.
Okay, so picture this. Leningrad, 1966. Cold War.
Yeah.
Conformity, that was a whole deal.
Totally.
And then you've got young Perelman, just this kid. He's excelling in every subject.
Right.
Except, get this, PE.
Oh, wow.
It's like, what? Even IS genius, you know?
That is so interesting, right? Like, we have these ideas about what brilliant has to look like, but Perelman, he's already different.
From the start, yeah.
And it keeps going, that whole not fitting the mold thing.
Totally, totally. His mom, though, she was a math teacher.
Oh, okay.
And she saw it, like, really early on, his potential. It wasn't just him being naturally good at it.
Right.
She really fostered that.
You nurtured it.
Nurtured it, exactly.
That's amazing. How many other brilliant people, right, just need that push?
Oh, for sure. I mean, so many, probably. But back to Perelman, right. He's not just, like, passing his classes. This guy, he's solving problems, university-level stuff.
Yeah.
While still in school. Professors are blown away by this kid.
It's like he's seeing things others just don't, patterns and connections they miss.
Yeah, totally. And this, it's like the foundation for all his later work, where he takes on these problems been unsolved for decades.
Right, right.
Decades. And
Wow.
we're going to get to that. It's some serious math, but I promise we'll keep it relatable.
Okay, good, good.
In the 90s, Perelman, he decides to tackle this thing called the soul conjecture.
The soul conjecture, okay.
20 years, unsolved. It's a deep structure of mathematical spaces, which sounds intense. But think of it like you're trying to map the whole universe.
Okay, yeah, I'm with you.
You got planets and stars and all that, but it's the connections between them, right? The underlying invisible web. That's the really cool stuff.
I like that, yeah. Perelman, he's all about understanding those connections, the hidden stuff that makes these complex systems work.
Exactly. And by cracking the soul conjecture, I mean, he showed just how deeply he could see into these things.
Yeah.
Very few people can do that.
Right, right.
Okay, so he's already made a name for himself, right? But then he decides, all right, I'm going for the Everest of math problems, the Poincaré Conjecture.
Oh, wow. Like the peak, the ultimate challenge.
Exactly. A mystery for, like, over a century. The best minds in math stumped.
Wow. So what does he do?
So get this. He disappears, basically off the grid, for 7 years. 7.
7 years, just working on this.
Yeah. What do you think he's thinking about all that time?
I mean, I can't even imagine that level of focus. 7 years just on one problem. Some would say obsession.
Yeah.
But to me, it's more like total commitment, right, to finding this truth that everyone else had missed.
Yeah, maybe. 7 years, gone. And then 2002, 2003, he just drops it online. His proof, the whole math world just, like, mind blown.
Yeah, like, shook.
He did it. Cracked the Poincaré Conjecture.
It's hard to even explain, like, the impact of that. He didn't just solve it. It's like he gave us a new way to see the universe, literally. Like, the shapes, the spaces, all of it.
Yeah, like a secret door to some hidden dimension or something. Okay, BET. Then he does the most baffling thing. Turns down the Fields Medal. Biggest honor, right?
Yeah, the top, the peak. And people are like, wait, what? It made everyone question, like, ambition, what success even means.
Right. Here's this guy. He's reached the top of this field, and he's like, nah, I'm good.
Yeah, like totally unfazed.
I get, not wanting the spotlight all the time. But this is different.
Totally different.
He even said, like, I'm not interested in money or fame. Don't want to be on display like an animal in a zoo.
Wow. Harsh, but kind of gets the point across.
Right. What do you make of that?
I think it shows, like, how pure his motivation was. It wasn't about awards or anyone else saying good job. It was just the knowledge itself. He wanted to understand the universe. That was it. Nothing else mattered.
Makes me wonder, like, if he had gone for the fame, the money, would it have messed it up?
You think?
Yeah, like, would it feel less real,
Interesting question. A lot of researchers, academics, they struggle with that balance because their eye's something pure.
Right.
Or just going after knowledge for itself. No other pressures.
It's like climbing a mountain because you actually want to climb it versus climbing it for the Instagram post,
Exactly. One's way more meaningful, like that real passion.
And with Perelman, it's like solving the Poincaré Conjecture, that was the reward.
Yeah.
He didn't need anything else.
He knew what he'd done, deep down.
So, okay, what about us, regular folks, not math geniuses? What do WE get from this?
I think it's easy, right? We get caught up in wanting people to notice us, whether it's online, at work, whatever. But Perelman, he shows us there's another kind of satisfaction.
Yeah.
Doing something because you actually care about it, outcome doesn't matter.
And what's even crazier, right? After all that, he just retreats, like out of public life. Content to let his work speak for itself. No fanfare, no promoting himself.
Which, again, goes against how we usually think about success. He got at this huge level, but it's like he doesn't even need anyone to know.
It's like he redefined what it means to leave a mark on the world,
Yeah. Not always the spotlight. Sometimes it's just doing something meaningful, even if nobody else sees it.
And in a world where everyone's obsessed with showing off, that's pretty powerful.
It's wild, right? Like, after all that work, years of his life, he just steps back.
It's like, done. Next thing.
Totally. Like, I solved it, moving on. So different from how we usually think about these, genius types. Right. Like, always got to be the best, get the awards, all that.
But Perelman, he's almost content to just be this mystery, a quiet force, change the world of math, but no personal gain.
It's a kind of a paradox. Like, he's in the history books now because of this huge breakthrough.
Right.
But he seems to just want to disappear.
It really makes you think of what success even means. Is it the awards, people knowing your name, or is it just doing something that really matters to you?
Perelman, he kind of suggests that second thing, right? It's about finding that thing, that passion that just drives you. Recognition doesn't matter.
Like, he's showing us the knowledge itself, solving that mystery. That's the reward.
Doesn't need to be about anything else. And that's a big lesson for anyone, no matter what you're into.
It's about that inner drive, that thing that makes you want to learn, explore, create.
Exactly.
So we're wrapping up our deep dive here. Perelman, man, he's inspiring, but it also kind of makes you look at yourself, like his dedication, his pure brilliance. But it also makes you think, what am I doing? What really drives me?
I think that is the takeaway from his whole story.
Yeah.
He makes us think different about ambition, success, what a good life even is. It's not always about the end goal, right? It's about the dedication, the process, the mystery you're trying to solve. It doesn't matter if anyone else sees it.
So everyone listening, think about it.
Yeah.
What's your Poincaré Conjecture? What's that thing, that passion, that problem that you'd go all in on, even if it meant being different, not getting the spotlight?
Find what makes you curious, what makes you want to learn. Embrace the challenge, the whole journey.
Because it's not about the end. It's about how you get there.
Maybe you'll discover something amazing. Maybe it changes the world. Maybe just your world. But it's worth it.
That's Perelman's legacy right there.
Yeah.